This year marks nearly 2 decades since the United Nations designated November 25th the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, an effort to raise awareness about this critical human rights issue. Still, violence against women and girls remains pervasive and persistent worldwide. The U.S. passed its first Violence Against Women Act in 1994, but reauthorization of the act remains stalled in the Senate. Florence Mafomemeh has more.
This bill is one of the most successful laws this House has passed.
The Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act, VAWA, has passed in the U.S. House of Representatives, but Senate Republicans have stonewalled the process. First passed in 1994, the bill is landmark legislation responding to the nation's crisis of domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking.
In the 25 years since it was enacted, violence against women by a spouse or an intimate partner has dropped by 65%. We need to build on that progress.
In the United States, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been the victim of severe physical violence by an intimate partner. 20 years ago, Gladys Ricard was murdered by her jealous ex-boyfriend on her wedding day in her wedding gown as she headed to church. A reminder is the annual Brides March. Activists at the march say they will keep marching until domestic violence stops.
At the very beginning, it was hard for the community to see a group of women in the streets in wedding gowns, but as you can see now, we have support from elected officials. And so their commitment is to passing legislation that supports victims and survivors, as well as allocating funding that supports programs.
We can make sure that they're treated well by the police. We can tell them about crime victim services. We can accompany them to court. And mostly advocate for them because they're alone in the room by themselves.
I wish that I didn't have to be here. So many of you wish that you didn't have to be here. And you continue to show the strength and the courage. You continue to prove that you have survived. You are survivors.
Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. spoke at the march, calling on lawmakers in Washington to pass the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act.
The assault that we see on immigrants, the assault that we see on women, the assault that we see on LGBTQ community coming out of Washington. More importantly than ever, we need to go out there, those of us that can, be the voice for those who are undocumented and make sure that through the ballot box that we put people in office who will do the right thing. In this case, we need people in the U.S. Senate in different states that will go there and continue to vote and push this issue forward so that we can protect those who are survivors or still victims of domestic violence.
There are majority women marching, but there are some men that will stand with you.
I'm more passionate to really generating men in this space. We need to step up, you know. It's enough that the women are carrying everyone. We need to do this work.
Reporting for 219 West, Florence Mafomemeh.